Have you ever filled your dog's bowl, only to watch them finish every last bite in seconds, but then immediately look up at you, like they've never eaten a meal in their entire life? Those big hopeful eyes follow every movement you make. They stare at your plate. They lick their lips. Maybe they even let out a tiny whine that makes your heart sink. You know your veterinarian said your dog needs to lose weight. You know carrying extra pounds puts pressure on their joints, heart, and organs. But every time you scoop a little less food into their bowl, it feels like you're breaking their heart. Most loving owners don't struggle because they don't care. They struggle because they care too much. Feeding your dog feels like an act of love. So when someone tells you to reduce portions, it can feel like choosing between a healthy dog and a happy dog. But what if that choice doesn't actually exist? What if I told you there's a simple veterinary strategy that can help many dogs lose weight while still feeling satisfied after every meal? A method that works with your dog's biology instead of against it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why simply cutting food often fails, the biggest mistake well-meaning owners make, and how a few smart changes can help your dog become healthier without constantly begging for more. Let's begin with one important truth. Being overweight isn't just about appearance. Even a few extra pounds can make a surprising difference in a dog's life. Small breeds carry every extra pound much more heavily than we imagine. A gain that seems insignificant to us may represent a large percentage of their body weight. Over time, that added weight increases stress on the knees, hips, spine, heart, and lungs. It can also make everyday activities like climbing stairs, jumping into the car, or playing fetch much more difficult than they appear. Yet here's something many owners never hear. Your dog isn't begging because they're stubborn. They're begging because their brain genuinely believes they're still hungry. That changes everything. Inside your dog's stomach are stretch receptors. Think of them as tiny sensors that constantly measure how full the stomach feels. When enough food stretches the stomach wall, those receptors send a message to the brain that says, "We've had enough. You can stop looking for food." Now imagine what happens when you simply cut the amount of dry kibble in half. The calories drop dramatically, but so does the physical volume of the meal. The stomach never stretches enough. The brain never receives a strong feeling of fullness. Your dog walks away believing dinner wasn't enough, even though you were trying to help. This is why so many diets fail. The problem isn't always your dog's appetite. It's the size of the meal. Instead of asking, "How can I feed fewer calories?" try asking a better question. How can I keep the bowl full while reducing calories? This simple shift changes the entire strategy. One approach many veterinarians recommend for appropriate dogs is replacing a small portion of calorie-dense kibble with safe, low-calorie vegetables, such as plain green beans. Because green beans contain lots of water and fiber, but relatively few calories, they increase meal volume without dramatically increasing energy intake. To your dog, the bowl still looks generous. To their stomach, it feels more satisfying. To their brain, those stretch receptors finally receive the signal they were waiting for. The result is often a dog that feels fuller while consuming fewer calories overall. Another excellent option for many dogs is plain canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, but pure pumpkin, with no added sugar, spices, or sweeteners. Its natural fiber slows digestion and helps many dogs stay satisfied longer between meals. Notice what's happening here. We're not trying to trick your dog through willpower. We're working with normal biology. That's the difference between a diet that feels like punishment and one your dog barely notices. But before you rush into the kitchen, there's another mistake hiding in almost every home. And surprisingly, it has nothing to do with the food itself. It has everything to do with the cup you're using to serve it. Part 2. The measuring cup sitting beside your dog's work might be the reason your weight loss plan isn't working. Many owners don't use a true measuring cup. They grab a coffee mug, a plastic cup, or simply estimate the amount by eye. Even small errors repeated every day can quietly add hundreds of extra calories over weeks and months. There's another detail most people never realize. The feeding guide printed on the food bag is exactly that, a guide. Every dog has a different metabolism, age, breed, activity level, and whether they're spayed or neutered all influence how many calories they actually need. That's why feeding charts are a starting point, not a final answer. Your veterinarian can help determine your dog's ideal weight and adjust portions based on that goal instead of their current weight. Now let's talk about the biggest hidden calorie source of all: treats. Most owners focus entirely on the food bowl while completely forgetting everything that happens between meals. A small piece of cheese here, a spoonful of peanut butter there, half a sandwich crust after lunch, one dental chew before bedtime. Individually, they seem harmless. Together, they can completely erase the calorie deficit you worked so hard to create. Here's something fascinating about canine psychology. Dogs don't measure happiness by the size of a treat. They measure it by the event of receiving one. A tiny reward delivered with excitement often creates just as much joy as a large one. That means you can break soft treats into several tiny pieces and create multiple rewarding moments without dramatically increasing calories. Even better, many dogs happily accept healthier alternatives. Small slices of cucumber, fresh carrots, seedless apple slices, frozen blueberries. These crunchy snacks provide texture, variety, and excitement while containing far fewer calories than many processed treats. If several family members enjoy giving snacks, try creating a daily treat jar. Every morning place that day's treats inside one container. Once the jar is empty, everyone knows treat time is over. This simple habit prevents accidental overfeeding without arguments or confusion. Of course, food is only one side of the equation. Movement matters too. But here's where another common misunderstanding appears. Many owners believe any walk automatically burns significant calories. Not necessarily. If your dog spends 20 minutes stopping every few steps to sniff every tree, mailbox, and patch of grass, they're enjoying wonderful mental enrichment. But they may not be getting much cardiovascular exercise. A short period of brisk walking, adjusted for your dog's age and physical condition, usually raises the heart rate more effectively than a slow wandering stroll. However, if your dog is already significantly overweight, don't suddenly begin intense running sessions. Extra body weight places enormous stress on joints, especially the knees and hips. Gradual, low-impact exercise is much safer. Swimming, when available and appropriate, is one of the best choices because the water supports the body while allowing muscles to work hard without pounding the joints. Mental exercise can help too. Food puzzles, scent games, and hiding kibble around the house encourage your dog to use their incredible sense of smell. Solving these little challenges keeps their brain engaged, reduces boredom, and often decreases constant food seeking between meals. But sometimes, despite doing everything correctly, the scale barely moves. If that happens, don't blame yourself. Certain medical conditions, including thyroid disorders and hormonal diseases, can make weight loss much more difficult. If your dog continues gaining weight despite sensible portions, healthy treats, and regular activity, it's time to speak with your veterinarian. A simple examination and routine blood tests may reveal an underlying problem that needs most treatment before any diet can truly succeed. Finally, remember one last lesson. Healthy weight loss should never happen overnight. Don't suddenly slash your dog's food by half. Don't replace everything in one day. Small, consistent improvements almost always beat dramatic changes that are impossible to maintain. Reduce portions gradually. Increase healthy meal volume. Measure accurately. Choose smarter treats. Encourage safe daily movement. Monitor progress with your veterinarian. Those simple habits may seem ordinary on their own, but together, they can completely transform your dog's health over time. The next time those big hopeful eyes look up at you after dinner, remember this. Loving your dog isn't about giving the biggest bowl possible. It's about giving them the healthiest life possible. Every thoughtful decision you make today may help protect their joints, improve their energy, reduce their risk of disease, and give you more happy years together. That's a far greater gift than one extra scoop of kibble could ever provide. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. What's one healthy change you're going to make for your dog this week? Your experience could encourage another pet owner who's struggling with the exact same challenge. And if you'd like more veterinarian-backed advice, explained in simple, practical ways, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video dedicated to helping your best friend live a longer, healthier, and happier life.